Dear students, this is 11th Zoology video class, Chapter 2, Kingdom Animalia, Higher Secondary, First Year, Part 2. Part 2. Last video class, we are seeing introduction part of Kingdom Animalia and also seen basis of classifications and level of organization we have seen. Then cellular level of organization we have seen. Next, we want to see organ system level of organization. Organ system level of organization. You know what do you mean by organ? So organ which perform one particular functions in our body. The most efficient and highest level of organization among the animals exhibited by flatworms, nematodes, annelids, arthropods, mollusks, echinoderms, and chordates. So these are the animals have highest level of organizations. The evolutions of mesoderms in these animals has led to their structural complexity. So you know what I mean by mesoderm? Mesoderm means that is a middle layer. During development of child it will appear. So that mesoderms leads to the structural and complexity. The tissue are organized to form organs and organ system. So how organs are formed means a group of tissue they form organ. A group of organ they form organ system. Here each system is associated with a specific functions. Each system, for example, respiratory system is used for breathe in, breathe out. So each system is associated with a specific functions. Each and every system which presents in our body, they have one specific functions. They show organ system level of organization. Highly specialized nerve and sensory cells, they coordinate and integrate the functions of organ systems. So what they do, these two cells, which cells, the nerve cells as well as sensory cells, they coordinate and integrate the functions of organ systems, which can be very primitive and simple or complex depending on the individuals or animals. For example, the digestive system of Platyhelminthes. The digestive system of Platyhelminthes has only one single opening. Has only one single opening to the exterior. This type of this Platyhelminthes animal, they have only one opening to send out as well as to receive the food, which serves as a both mouth and anus, and hence it is called as an incomplete digestive system. Incomplete digestive system because they don't have proper digestive system. That's why it is called as an incomplete digestive system. From Helminthes to chordates, all animals have complete digestive systems because the reason is they have two openings. One act as a mouth and another act as a anus. Whereas Platyhelminthes, they have only one opening. That opening act as both mouth as well as the anus. Similarly, the circulatory system is of two types. Similarly, the circulatory system of two types. One is open type, another one is one closed type. We'll see what is open type. Open type in which blood remains filled in the tissue space. The open type, the blood remain filled in the tissue space due to absence of blood capillaries. The open type of circulatory, they don't have blood capillaries, so the blood filled in the tissue space. Example, arthropods, mollusks, echinoderms, and eukaryotes. Just underline this, mark it out. Differentiate between open type and just closed type circular system. They'll ask you with examples. And next type is the one closed types, in which blood is circulated through the blood vessels. Here, blood is circulated through the blood vessels of varying diameters. That's arteries, veins, and capillaries. As in annelids, cephalochordates, and vertebrates, they have this kind of closed type of circulatory system. Just go through this important paragraph. And also, you have to learn what is incomplete digestive system and complete digestive system. You have to learn. The next topic is the one here, diploplastic and triploplastic organization. Diploplastic, diploblastic, and triploblastic organization. So during embryonic development, that is a embryo development of embryo is called as a during embryonic development, the tissue and organs of animals originate from 2 or 3 embryonic germ layers. This already we have discussed. During development of embryo, that 3 layers will be formed: ectoderm, endoderm, mesoderms. That's what they say here. On the basis of the origin and development, animals are classified into 2 categories. So on the basis of the origin and development, animals are classified into 2 categories. One is diploblastics and triploblastics. Animals in which the cells are arranged into 2 embryonic layers. Animals in which the cells are arranged into 2 embryonic layers. The ectodermal layers, that is we say as external layers, and internal, that is we call as endodermal layers, are called diploplastic animals. Just mark it out, 2 marks. Animal which have the cells are arranged into 2 embryonic layers, that is external ectoderms and internal endoderms, are called as diploplastic animals. Then in these animals, the ectoderms give rise to the epidermis. Give rise to the epidermis means ectodermis layer, they give rise to the epidermis, the outer layer of the body wall. And endoderms give rise to gastrodermis, which means tissue lining the gut cavity, which means inner side of that intestinals, this tissues will be formed. That is we call as a gastrodermis. Gastro means that from mouth to anus, that is intestines, all this thing we see as a gastrodermis means layer, the layers which presents in the digestive systems of inner layer, that is we call as endoderms. An undifferentiated layer present between ectoderm and endoderm is called as a mesoglia. Undifferentiated, this layer cannot be differentiated properly, that's why the presence in between ectoderm and endoderm, they are called as a mesoglia. Example, corals, jellyfish, sea anemone. Animals in which the developing embryo has 3 germinal layers are called as a triploplastic animals. Just mark it out, 2 marks. Define triploplastic animal. They'll ask you, animal which has 3 germinal layers. What is 3 germinal? The layer which forms during embryonic development. That is we call as a 3 germinal layers. That is ectoderm, endoderm, mesoderm. Tri means 3. Triploplastic means the layers will be present. Animals triploplastic and consists of outer ectoderm. So this ectoderm there produce skin, hair, neuron, nail, teeth. So these are all ectodermal layers. All these parts are made up of this ectodermal layers. And endodermal layers, inner endoderm, that's a gut, intestine only because a gut, and lung, liver, these are made up of the inner endoderm layer. The middle, mesoderms, it's made up of muscle, bone, heart. Just underline these 3 layers and also underline These three layers, what are the parts do they manufacture or do they create? Inner gut, lung, liver, and middle mesoderm, that's because a muscle, bone, heart. One word they'll ask you. Most of diploplastic animals show organ system level of organization. Most of diploplastic animals show organ system of level of organization. Flatworms to chordates. Here, the germ layers. This is what the germ layers, the three layers. Can you see this picture clearly? Here, diploplastic means the two layers will be there. The inner one we call as a endoderm, and outer layer we call as a ectoderm. In between there is a colored one, mesocolia. That's undifferentiated layer, just we are seeing undifferentiated layer which are present between ectoderm and endoderm. That is we call as a mesocolia. That is the diagram of diploplastic animals. The next one, triploplastic animals. Tri means three. Here three layers will be formed. Mesocolia is absent here. Endoderm, ectoderm, mesoderm. So ectoderm, that's the outer layer. Mesoderm, that is middle layer. Endoderm, that is the inner layer. So this is the diagram they given here. You can go through. The next topic is the one, patterns of symmetry. What do you mean by symmetry? The body arrangements. The arrangement of body we call as a symmetry. Symmetry is the body arrangement in which parts that lie on opposite side of axis are identical. Opposite sides of our axis are identical. Animals body plane results from the animal's pattern level. Animal's pattern of development. Here, the simplest body plane is seen in the sponge. They'll ask you one word. Simplest body plane. Plane means just drawing one line on the middle of the organism or centrous axis of the organism. That is because the simplest body plane is seen in sponge. That shows here 2.2 picture. Asymmetry in sponge. So sponchilla and Waxia, Leucosolenia. So they do not display symmetry and are called as asymmetrical. They do not show any arrangements. If you draw a plane on their body, that is because asymmetrical. They do not show or they do not display symmetry and are called as asymmetrical. Such animals lack a definite body plane. Definite body plane or irregular shape. Irregular shape, and any plane passing through the center of the body does not divide them into two equal halves. Just if you draw one line in the middle of the body of these organisms, we cannot divide equally their body positions. That is, they say as asymmetrical. They given examples here. They given explanations about asymmetrical. Just draw one line. That's what they say, a plane. And here asymmetry, such asymmetrical. They do not display symmetry and are asymmetrical. Such animals lack definite body plane or irregular shaped under any plane passing through the center of the body does not divide them into two equal halves. The sponge examples. The sponge on an asymmetrical body plane is also seen in adult gastropods, snails. The snails also you cannot see the proper body arrangements if you draw one line. The symmetrical animals have paired body parts. Symmetrical means the body arrangements can be seen. The symmetrical animals have paired body parts that have arranged on either side of the plane passing through the central axis. If you just draw one line, the center of that animals can divide into two. That's to say symmetrical animals have paired body parts that are arranged on either side of the plane passing through the central axis. When any plane passing through the central axis of the body divides an organism into two identical parts, it is called a radial symmetry. If you just draw one line, divide that line, the central axis, that's animals just divide into two identical parts, it is called a radial symmetry. Just mark it 2 marks. When any plane, just mark it from that to ends with radial symmetry. Such radial symmetrical animals have a top and bottom side, but no dorsal or ventral. So radial symmetry, they have top and bottom, but they do not have dorsal and ventral. That's the picture can be seen here. Yeah, this is the radial symmetry. Top, bottom only. No dorsal, ventral. Okay, that's the one we have seen. Radial symmetry. Come back to radial symmetry. They have body plane in which the body parts are organized in a circle around axis. Around axis, it is a principal symmetry in diploplastic animals. The Ninarian, such as sea anemone and corals, radially symmetrical. However, the diploplastic animals like echinoderms, that's example starfish, have 5 plane of symmetry, shows pentamerous radial symmetry. So if you draw a line on the central axis, they show 5 plane of symmetry. Body arrangements will be 5. That is because of pentamerous radial symmetry. Penta means 5. Here, I'll show you the diagram. Here, this is because of pentamerous diagram. Here, can you see a starfish? 5 parts, body parts can be divided into 5. That is what we call as a pentamerous radial symmetry. Go through. If you have any doubt, you can contact me through WhatsApp. Okay, bye. Take care.